I almost died multiple times. And like, it's a blessing to be here. And like, I used to live to die, and now I'm dying to live.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's like, why would I not share that? We are at such a different point in our world, and like the landscape of like usage has changed. There is no more kick the man out to the street and good luck, buddy. Call me when you're finished with that taco bottle, or finish that last gram of heroin.
Connect with us on the Emotion Wellness Podcast for a transformative journey of human connection. Witness personal stories, improve your mental health education, and acquire valuable resources for optimizing your well-being. And visit emotionwellness.com for more information.
Welcome to the Emotion Wellness Podcast. I'm Jason Turner, and as always, here with my boy, Mr. Frank Parisi.
We're here, baby.
Yeah.
Alive again.
Come on.
Another day. God has gifted us another day of life and sobriety, and here to help and serve and help others to recover. And we have a special guest all the way from Austin, Texas. Man, he's just out here doing so much for the recovery community. He's a hip hop artist. He's blowing up. He's serving. He's selling his shirts so he could provide sober living. 100% of his proceeds are going to help people. So it's like, I mean, let's welcome my brother Jay Klein.
Thank y'all so much for having me. That was an introduction. I don't know what to say to that.
But it's the truth, you know?
Man, I'm just super grateful. And I'm just happy to I can be in position to be a vessel and carry that out. And it's just an honor to be here at Emotion Wellness. I've been seeing what you guys have been doing on social media, what you've been telling me, seeing, friends that are affiliated or work with you guys. And as you guys are just building something and have built something truly, truly special, and that goes beyond just I think recovery.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
It's a full thing, right?
Oh, man, we
mind,
appreciate
body,
that.
spirit.
Yeah, man, we appreciate that, dude.
That's the goal. I mean, just like you, we're trying to make a difference, right?
Yeah.
And the space that we're trying to make a difference in is in mental health. And I'm old, so it's like been sober a long time, which doesn't mean anything other than I'm old. And I saw people get mistreated seeking help in big ways. It's gotten a lot better, but it was really, really bad. And so I had to do something, and this was the answer. I'm like, I'm either going to blow my head off or I'm going to get into the solution, because I can't sit here and watch, And the crazy part, man, is like we were doing it to ourselves, like meaning people who the recovered community who was owning programs was like hurting their own. We were eating our own people, like devouring them and putting them on the street to teach them a lesson and all that bullshit, So thank you for saying what you say. It's really important for us to, create a completely different experience for people. And I love what's happening in the world right now as far as recovery and mental health. Like you have a stage, right? And it's becoming mainstream. It's not this hidden, dark, secret thing anymore. We're out there, we're telling stories, we're using creative outlets, and I'm not, I have zero musical inclination or talent or any of that, but watching you and your passion and seeing what you're up to, it brings a lot of spark to my heart, because, man, we need more of that, right?
We do.
We're doing our thing on the podcast, and you're doing, you know what I mean? So it's this idea of bringing all those different pieces together.
Yeah. I think the beautiful thing is, like, we all have a story and we all have a voice. And, for me, like music and motivational speaking and whatever any other endeavor I use, podcasts for you guys, workouts, etc. These are vehicles, and how do we further carry a message beyond just maybe in the rooms? Or rooms are great. I love them. I go to them. But like, I feel like it has to be a little bit more. We got to really find that purpose, and like the 12 steps and the program, it provides that foundation. But like, I think a lot of people are like, well, what comes next?
I feel like it has to be a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think it's okay to say that. I used to make a lot of apologies.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I apologize. Maybe that's my character defect still. I care about what people think still to a degree, but
Yeah.
you got to be careful.
Well, and honestly, man, no, I also think the group norm and the group think regarding different programs, and I'm not here to knock it. Like that's the thing. Back in the day, we used to say nobody who has tattoos gives a shit about someone who doesn't have tattoos.
Right,
Like I don't go look at you and be like, you ain't got tattoos, you ain't cool. But
Right.
people without tattoos will look at someone with tattoos and have a thought about it.
Sure.
A while ago, it's a little bit more mainstream. In recovery rooms, it's like I have nothing to say about somebody who attends Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah.
But people who attend Alcoholics Anonymous have a lot to say about somebody like me who doesn't attend.
Sure.
Right. And so it's like this weird, and I don't want that. It has a purpose. It is wildly powerful. It changed my life, and it's not an active part of my life at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's nothing I don't need to say sorry for that. You don't need to apologize. And it does need to be more. We need to not be anonymous.
Right.
Like, that's how things get changed.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
There's other, look at the HIV movement. When you look at the way that had to change, it had to go more specific. You can't get anything done with a bunch of people being like, I can't talk because.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that just continues to perpetuate to some degree. Although I understand why the tradition was like, don't be anonymous. I get that. I don't particularly subscribe to it. I respect others, but like for my own, I got to be loud. I almost died multiple times. And like, it's a blessing to be here. And like, I used to live to die, and now I'm dying to live.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's like, why would I not share that? We are at such a different point in our world, and like the landscape of like usage has changed. There is no more kick the man out to the street and good luck, buddy. Call me when you're finished with that taco bottle or finish that last gram of heroin. It's you go back out to the street, and if you do a certain really any substance nowadays, you may not make it back off one hit.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. Like I used to talk about like back in the day, and I think even now, it's like, okay, if you're alcoholic, some bad shit might happen, but the chances of you losing your life with one night of drinking, not that it can't happen, it's just not as prevalent. But if you're doing other substances, it could literally
One time, fentanyl.
gone.
It's killing everybody.
And like I said, also being loud is like, I think that's how we take our story back, and we take the power out of the shame and the guilt and the embarrassment and the remorse. And like, we can transmit that once we start living another way, thanks to the 12 steps and a lot of other things, great mentors and sponsorship and other things that like, it gave me an idea and a foundation to start thinking a new way. But like the way I wanted to carry that out is like, how do I rid myself of that shame and guilt? And I'm all about empowerment. I want people to feel empowered.
Were you doing the artistry that you're doing now before you got sober?
I was, yeah. And my thing has always been, even when I was like still like making music, I still always wanted to like make a difference and make an impact. But the only thing was the way I was living didn't allow me to be able to do that. So like my songs content has always been, it's never been glorification of like anything like, I never glorified violence or objectifying women. But there was party songs and there was real life songs, but like,
I guess I was asking because it's like sometimes people will enter recovery and find a creative side.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know I like to do this, and now I'm
Right.
Well, I was actually able to rekindle it because when I'm in that world, like in the using world, like I thought I could still be like a famous rapper one day and also do large amounts of drugs and party. Because like some of the people I viewed, I thought that was possible. Certain artists, I'm not going to say their names, but like, big name artists, see them sipping lean and parties all day. And it's like, yeah, that's attainable. You can live a life of success and use.
Look at the evidence.
that may be true for them. I don't know what goes on in their personal life or what goes on behind when the cameras stop. But for me, when I'm in that world and the substances I use, it's a full-time job. So like, yeah, there'd be a studio session, and then it's like eventually I'm at the studio nodding out, and then no one wants to work with you. Or yeah, I'm going to write songs, and I can't do that because I got department stores to go steal from, or I'm waiting on my dealer, or I'm withdrawing and I don't feel good. And then it consumed me so much that there was no creativity to even to even let out, because I was so engulfed in that world and that lifestyle, and it took everything from me. And for a long time, I was under the delusion that, again, even rock stars, if I do this, I will feel even a lot more. I need this. I need a gram of heroin or a bag of heroin, and then I'm just gonna zone out and zen out, and I'm gonna make the most magical music, and I'm gonna touch all these people. And it was a delusion in a pipe dream, because none of that ever happened. So,
what's the biggest difference that you've witnessed for yourself since engaging in the form of artistry that you're doing now in recovery? Like, what's the thing that stands out the most to you?
I think for the longest time, I think like we can put ourselves in boxes. For a long time, I was so scared. Like when I first got sober, I was like, man, I'm so afraid to be labeled as a recovery rapper. Don't label me as that. And then it's like, as the time went on, I was like, you know what? I don't care what you say. I'm just an artist that happens to make recovery-based music. And what I found was that I can, like I said, use that as a vehicle to transmit experience, strength, and hope in song form. Like,
do you notice a difference with? I imagine there wasn't much purpose prior to getting sober, right? With your music, it maybe you wanted it, but you weren't. It must have been hard to to link it up. Do you notice how different it is with performing with purpose?
It's the greatest high I've ever had in my life. It's the greatest high I've ever had. And it's real. You know, I just got back. I was performing this past Saturday. I don't know when this will drop, but last Saturday. And big recovery festival, 400 plus people there, performing and sharing stages with artists that I used to look up to, detoxing in a rehab or in a sober house bed, watching them. And I got to go share the same stage as them.
That's badass. Yeah.
Like, so I guess like my whole outlook has changed. Like, I don't do this to get famous. I don't do this to get $1 million or to get a Billboard charting single. If those happen, great. I'll accept. But that's not the point, and that's not the purpose. The purpose is, like I said, it's a vehicle to transmit this. And when I got people that are coming up to me after that performance and saying, I've never heard anyone put it like that. And the way you go up there, I'm very known for being passionate. I can't turn it off. I'm sorry.
Don't.
And I won't.
I don't want you to.
And when I get on that stage, I put every single bit of me on that stage, and I want everyone to feel that. And then just to have people come up to me, and it's like, that's where that bridge of communication gets to happen, transmitted from experience, strength, and hope in song form to now it led to me to an interaction and conversation. It's like, you just told my story up there. Because the thing is, like, and then that guy, particular individual, ended up messaging me. He's like, man, one day I want to have a voice like you. I said, brother, you got a story to tell, and you have a voice too. And that's what it's all about, because we all got voices and we all got a story to tell. However you choose to transmit it, whether it's on podcast or stages, or maybe it's just in the rooms, or maybe you make TikToks, man, transmit that voice. 100%. We all got one.
Yeah.
We all got a voice.
And there's enough nonsense out there. Like, we need more of
the real stuff.
Right.
To be able to help people instead of like the BS that you see. You get views on like the insanity.
It's mind.
You talk about God and recovery, it's like less views. You talk about some insane stuff. I was just looking at that. Like, they did a reel of me when I talk about John Gotti. And that gets more views than the real, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, when I talk about it, it's never from a positive perspective. But it's like, that's what gets the views, man. Yeah. It's wild. And we do need to be a voice, because there's people out here suffering. That's why we're doing all this stuff.
There is.
Open book.
I love the motive when it's pure. I think certainly I've had ulterior motives at different points in my life, and podcasting was not something I wanted to do. I knew we needed it. I understand the business and how to do that. So it was like, I built the studio, but I wasn't going to be the guy. I was going to have someone else do it. And when I got out of the way and let my insecurity and fears move aside, I don't ever think, I really don't. Maybe I should, but I don't ever think like, how many people watch our show? I don't worry about that. Like, we just come in here. This is like, I sit here and go, this is my job, dude. Like, this, it's not my total job, but it's part of what I get to do.
Yeah.
The get is
Get
capital.
to. Everything's
right?
get, yeah.
And then seeing you and knowing of you, but I just did an interview with the co-host, the podcasting platform that we use, and it was like they were asking questions, and this was the best part about podcasting, and I'm like, man, honestly, it's the experience of connecting with people.
Yeah.
Like it's like really cool because I see you on social and I'm not very active. Like I got a girlfriend who has to text me and be like, hey, like the thing I posted about us. And I'm like, so I do what I'm told, but like, I'm not that guy. Right?
Yeah.
And, cause I'm always like, I was there. Like I literally was with you. Why do I have to like it on social? I'm dating myself, but I'm like, dude, I watched you in real time and now I got to do it on a reel. So anyway, isn't that, it's like, what the fuck, man?
I make you post stuff.
Yeah, so my goal is to get better, and I'm gonna challenge myself, blah blah blah. But just for your sake, man, like I've been like a fan from afar. Like I don't ever, and I probably should. I don't comment but I do watch, and when I watch you, I think, damn, like that's a dude with like on a mission, and there's something about that sparks a fire for me. And he and I talk about it a lot. Like this room right now, you're one of those people now, but Casey, Frank, myself, like what we're trying to accomplish in a space that has been barren and dark and gross for a long time, it gets lonely.
Yeah.
And I think that, the light is powerful, but it feels lonely for a while. And so when I get to plug in with somebody like yourself or hear the way that you're talking about, if those things happen, great. Yeah. And I'm like, great. If we end up with, a whole bunch of centers and it turns out to be like everyone that I care about doesn't have to worry about money for a while. That's awesome. But that's not why I'm doing it. Right. I'm doing it because I'm driven to it and I don't know the outcome. Like God's got to have the outcome. Right? I don't know what the outcome is, but I know what I'm hoping for, which is a different experience for myself. Right? I want a new experience with me. Like I could be at home watching TV, fucking off, doing whatever. And it's like, no, I want to get in an uncomfortable position, talk on a microphone, risk people saying shit about me that might hurt my feelings, right? And like do my thing and then spend time with great people that I love and care about and get to meet people that I admire from a distance and then feel like when you leave here, we're closer, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then also hopefully be part of the branches that help you to reach more people, right? Absolutely. Like if a couple of people who maybe hadn't heard of you are listening to our show and then, man, that'd be really cool, right? So
absolutely.
That's like, I really appreciate you saying the whole, because I'm not in it for any other reason than to do good.
Yeah. Because listen, I think we all like nice things and blah, 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 material items. They're great to have. But like, I've been chased after all those most of my life. Money, possessions, status, popularity, I've chased after all of it. Some I've had, maybe not major amounts, but like, that never made me happy.
You've had enough to know it's not really the thing.
It's not. But you want to know what makes me happy? Seeing people smile. Yeah. Seeing people get a chance. Seeing someone believe in them. Seeing someone change into someone that they could have never even imagined. Seeing someone just redeem themselves and turn whatever written off horror story that they may have lived once and then now maybe they're getting their kids back or they're getting their first apartment. Maybe they even just got their license. I don't care what victory it is. We celebrate all wins. And that's the most beautiful thing. And that's why I launched these t-shirts. I did this last year. Donated 50% scholarship to people, $500 each. Cause like, I thought there was a need and I was just like, yeah, if I can have some type of platform and voice, why would I not utilize that to make even a further difference outside of just, it's great to go speak and shake hands. You give a super great motivational speech. It might stick with someone for the rest of their life. Someone might forget it in 30 minutes. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really worried about that, but like, I just speak it into existence, and if it applies, then great. But like, the shirts is what I wanted to really make some type of substantial difference. And when I did it last year, one of the individuals came up to me like a month ago, and I saw her in passing. She said, will you come to the meeting this Sunday? I'm going to be picking up my 1-year chip.
So
that's cool. Yeah.
That's what I do it for.
Yes.
Like, that's what I do it for.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Not cause, and it's like, and the beautiful thing about it is like the shirts, I'm not trying to take any credit for it because this wouldn't even be possible if I didn't have all these people in the community that actually purchased one. And that's the signal I wanted to send out. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
And if we all just helped out a little bit, then we could make a big difference. And that's what it's about. Community, being of service, and just like trying to come together. Because like people are out here struggling, and I just want to do my part.
I love that.
I love that, brother.
How do you stoke the fire for yourself? Like, how do you fan the flame?
Well, this is actually a 2-part question, and I've actually haven't been able to share the second part. But the first part was like that gift of desperation, right? 2022, end of October, early November, I overdosed 5 times in a 2-week period on fentanyl. Each time, seconds away from death. I was found at the last moment, really. Each time I overdosed, I thought it was going to be a different story when I used again, Didn't think I was going to die. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I might die. And then the 5th time was like, okay, dude, you got to make a decision. And it was after that 5th overdose that I was laying in a hospital bed, and it's like life just hit me for like once in my life. And I'm like laying there, and I'm just like realizing like, it's like a Rolodex of memories and emotions that just channeled through my mind and my body. And I'm like, what am I doing with my life? 31 years old. I haven't had a car since 2009. I don't have a savings. I have $200 to my name. No one wants me around. Family doesn't invite me anywhere. Kicked out of every sober living I go to. Homeless. I'm even getting banned from dingy motels now. Like, what am I doing with my life? And it was there I had a revelation of like, you're either going to die or you're going to live. And you better pick one quick, because time is passing by and time is all we got. And so I got out of there, and I just, I hit the ground running. It was, this right here is the manuscript. I don't know if y'all can see it, but gratitude, patience, acceptance, trust, and faith. And then I have another one that says, trust the process, don't rush the process. Those were that was my mantra. And these were the principles that I lived and breathed every single day, from day one of sobriety. Cause it's anything that we face in life revolves around these principles. If you can apply these and carry these out, then that's how I can operate in love, compassion, and care. And, and then eradicate the ones like fear, and not saying that these things don't crop up, but this is my defense. And then just trusting in the process. For once in my life, I didn't want to, I've tried to get sober. I never had longer than like 30 days, but like prior to this, but like I always wanted to feel like I had to reassemble everything and get everything back immediately. And for once I just kind of took my hands off of it. And I just focused on building my life up brick by brick, brick by brick. And, I didn't even get on social media. I mean, I would post here and there in the beginning, like maybe a status or two. And I was like, I'm not even going to focus on that right now. Let's focus on building me up. And I don't know, it's like 90 days sober. I was at a meeting, and I just felt this presence inside of me like never before. And I was like, I got a voice, and I got a story to tell. And I shared at this meeting, and this lady came up to me, and she says, I really like what you shared. I could see you giving TED Talks one day. I said, that's it.
It's wild how that works. Yeah.
And then I started sharing it all. Listen, I've always been, I've been on stages before, even prior to recovery, obviously. And like the first 90 days, I was scared to share in a meeting. I felt like I had nothing to offer. I feel like I didn't have a voice. And I'm like looking around, and we got people like 5 years and like pillars of like sobriety and recovery. And it's like, I'm a guy that relapses. That's what I do. And then I started changing that narrative, and it's like, yeah, I got a voice. And so I started sharing at meetings quite a bit, and people kind of noticed that that's what I got so kind of known for, was like I give passionate, because I just can't help it. I'm alive. Why would I not take advantage of that? I'm alive.
Yeah. The world needs more of it, man. There's a lot of people walking around asleep, dude. And anesthetized from trauma, dissociation, depression, and just not being excited. So like, like your passion is the world needs it. because people feed off of it, and it may not ignite someone to be as passionate as you, but it'll lift them up just a little bit. Because just being in a room with this fucker, it's like every time he shows up, my whole day changes.
Energy, right? You too.
Sometimes
Casey.
it's a little too much, but
Casey, too. I'm in the morning now, man. I'm on everybody. I'm on everyone.
And
Nelly, Casey. It's good.
And I just aligned.
It's good. Energy's good, man.
we need
Energy's
it.
magnetic. I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yes.
This is your podcast, but I'm back. Me
No,
and you
I
got to
love
do
it.
one
I
too.
love
Me
it.
and you got to do one. We got Casey in it though. Let's go.
And then I just started things just started to align, because for once in my life I tried to live in principles. I trusted God, and I didn't try to force or chase anything, and things just came aligned. I ended up helping start a pretty popular podcast. I don't do it anymore because life just went into a different direction, which is okay.
That's how I met you.
Yeah. And then like around 6.5 months sober or so, 7 months, I started like really like rebranding my music career and wanting to be like, take it as a recovery spin, and started building that and working at that. I said I wanted to manage a sober living, started managing a sober living around a year sober. Said I wanted to be a motivational speaker one day and speak at places. I'm not hopping on like stages with, I'm not like this guy, but one day,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's God. It's not me.
And right. And everything just assembled really quickly. I got everything I planned and dreamed happened within a year and like a half.
with the motivational speaking, you described it as not what this guy does. So what is it?
Well, I'm not talking about like this,
but tell me what it is.
that level is what I mean. Sorry.
Well, but what's the level that you're at?
I'm just kind of just still starting out, I'm just using my voice, but one day I would.
Are you speaking?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to like, I will go anywhere. I don't care if it's a halfway house, a boys and girls club, football practice. I'll go anywhere.
So we like to play with words here.
Yeah.
And I wonder what it might be like for you to take out the, like, not like this guy and nothing big and replace it with.
He told me we were going to do this too.
Don't fucking tell people.
No, I didn't tell them what we're doing. I
He didn't
just
say that, but like,
they don't know what we're doing.
Really, what it is you're on the path and you're putting in the reps and the sets, dude.
Right.
Like you're in it. So you're doing it.
Yeah.
The size of the stage doesn't matter. You put it out to the universe. I want to be a motivational speaker, and I'm giving talks.
yeah.
So
I want him to do this with you, but I want to tell you something because we're very close friends with Redman,
Yeah.
the rapper icon. And when you come on the show, Red, what are you doing over here with me? You know what I mean? That's for you. This is a reel. Make a reel, Allison. For Redman, you coming on the show? When? You keep telling me. Anyway, he says this. He goes, because everyone called me Cheech back home. It's not Frank. I don't know if you knew that, but everyone calls me Cheech back home.
It's my new name for you.
Cheech. Cheech is my name in New York. He goes, Cheech, it doesn't matter if you serving at Summer Jam or if you just serving one person, you're making the impact.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. You help one fucking person, that one person. It's like what Paul said, Hutchinson, when he came on, right? Like, that one person you help, it changes the world. That's how we change the world. One person at a time, brother.
Absolutely.
One person at a time changes the world. Yeah. But go back to what you were going to do with him.
I wonder what it might feel like and be like for you to just say, I wanted to do motivational talks, and I'm doing that.
I want to do motivational talks, and I'm doing that.
Oh, look at his face, dude.
I'm
Right?
doing
It's
that.
like, do you see what happens?
Yeah.
This language is powerful.
I'm doing
dude.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Take a
I
breath.
am.
Take a breath deep into the lungs, nice and slow, and repeat, I'm doing that.
I'm doing that.
One more time.
I'm doing that.
Nice.
I'm doing
Last
that.
one. You're going to own this one. I know it. So you can see it happening, right? It's this.
I'm doing that.
There you go.
I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it.
Yeah. How's that feel?
It feels great.
Yes.
And this is where I'm actually glad we did that, because this is where we kind of segue into the second part. It was like right when I hit my 2 years. So my sobriety date's 11/03/2022. And it was like right when I hit my 2 years that life kind of just started to, it just started to change a little bit. you know, I started like, and I think this is where maybe some of this still kind of resides. You know, I started getting, you know, not a lot, but there was like some judgment. You know, he's too passionate. Is that real? Someone's not that positive all the time. That's got to be an act. I'm like, what? That doesn't. I did the shirts. Not a lot of people, but like someone was like, and I would post it. He's doing that for clout. I don't understand. Why are you guys saying this? Why would you say that? How do you know? Like, I'm just trying to help. And it really kind of messed me up. So then I started thinking, like, second guessing myself for a minute. I'm like, you know, not that I didn't know who I was, but it's like, I'm still kind of reconstructing who I am still to a degree. And then it's like, and it would kind of baffle me, like, how could you say that? Because, you know, while it was very minimal, I can get 100 hearts, but I'll look at the one person that laughed, reacted. Or I'll look at all the beautiful comments, but I'll look at the one like, yeah, this guy is a fraud. Or not that I ever said that, but like whatever. You know, all the positive comments, you look at the one that's not. And I started to focus on like the things that are not. And then, you know, there were some other things that happened. Like, you know, I got involved in kind of like a relationship, situationship. And, you know, I reached this level of success rather quickly. And I found myself in a spot where I kind of slowly started to not totally embrace these principles, not trust God, not give God credit, baffled and confused, like how that relationship thing didn't work out and I thought it was meant to be. So I'm like going home after like a long day of work and I'm just like laying in my bed and I'm staring at the ceiling and I'm like, this isn't making sense. And I was just so confused, like my internal condition for the first time in sobriety has been disrupted. And I was like, it really messed me up. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? I got all these people telling me I'm an inspiration and they're proud of me. Those were not words that you told me. You know, I got people looking up to me. I'm supposed to be a life coach and motivational speaker, sponsor guys. I'm not supposed to feel like this. And this was around January of this year. And again, I'm not bringing God into this. I'm not utilizing, you know, these things because I'm thinking like I'm not supposed to feel like this. I'll just suck it up and this too shall pass. And I would suck it up, be miserable for a week. It passed. Coast is clear. Show's back on the road. I go again and then something will rekindle from whatever one of those things that I didn't deal with at the time. And then I'm back feeling, laying home in the bed, staring at the ceiling. What is the point? What is the use? Why am I feeling like this? It doesn't make sense. I'm not supposed to feel like this. And then I had so many people like just, I just wanted to help people. That's my goal. I don't care. I don't want anything. I just want to help people. I want people to feel that light. And I remember getting up one morning and I'm feeling like I want to kill myself. And I remember getting up and I'm just like so desperate, like I need to take a break and I just need to take a day for myself. And there was a voice in my head that says, I'm sorry, Jacob. I don't have time for you right now. I don't have time for you right now. I got all these people that are waiting on me to help them, and I got to go help them because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm sorry. I don't have time for you right now. And I would go out there, and I'm not getting vulnerable with anybody. I'm afraid to. And I rode like that from January till about, I don't know, June. And there was like a couple moments where, you know, I had some high spots and I figured I could ride those waves and that would take me back to, you know, this peak that I thought was never going to stop. I thought I was going to stay on that peak forever, and it started to plateau and go down. it scared me. Because I had been afforded so many beautiful luxuries and blessings. And I guess naively, I thought that it was never going to stop. I was never going to embrace hardship again. And then, like I said, putting myself in that place to afraid to be vulnerable. Because then, if I get vulnerable with you, does this discredit all the good I've done? Does this mean I don't have a voice? Does this mean I'm not impactful? Are you going to think different of me? Matter of fact, are you going to use this against me? And so I stuffed it and held it, and then it came to a head like end of June, and we talk about gift of desperation. That gift of desperation that got me sober. Never did I realize that there would be a gift of desperation sober.
Oh yeah, I've had a few.
You know, and I really get into this morbid reflection. And I'm laying in my bed and I'm driving down the road. I'm listening to really sad songs because I need to really, I can manufacture my misery really good. And I got the accompaniments to go with it. I'm playing the saddest songs you can do because I need to feel how bad this feels. And then I just felt like I was losing that spark. I'm like, which really messed me up because people told me along the way. I remember it vividly. Someone told me one time after a meeting, they said, Jacob, I love how passionate and fired up you are. But you're going to lose that one day. I said, what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And, well, that flame started to flicker a little bit at this period of my life. And I started like envisioning like what my life would be like not here. Like real sick thoughts, like laying in my bed, just daydreaming about what it would like to see a memorial of RIP me on social media or like Facebook, you know, just driving on the road, just thoughts of like, man, I really don't want to be here like right now because I don't want to feel like this. And I finally got vulnerable. And I finally got vulnerable and I reached out to my sponsor and some other people, and they said, one of them got me through. I started working the steps again. And then the other person said, put your fucking head down and get in that gym. And that's what I started to do. And I had the most profound spiritual awakening, probably even more so than the one that got me here. Because I started to forget the exact things that got me here. I got a little too comfortable and lax, I guess, to be honest. I thought I had reached the mountaintop and the work was done, and these will continue to carry me up. And how wrong I was. And how wrong I was to not be vulnerable to the people that could have used that vulnerability. In a ways, I was kind of a disservice. Because I had no problem being vulnerable. Past life. I'll share about all the overdoses and the hotels and the robberies and the thefts and the broken relationships. And I'll share about that all day, every day. But you want me to talk about how I'm feeling, right? I can't do that. I might. And it was the most humbling and profound experience I had ever experienced in my life. And I'm so grateful for those moments because I needed that. I needed a little failure. I needed some of that disconnect. I needed that discontent.
Or you needed some friction.
Yeah.
And I don't call them failures, dog. It's all lessons.
Right.
It's always this, bro. It's the darkness is where we grow. Yeah. Only. It's like go into it. Face the shadow or the shadow faces you.
It's crazy to me though, and I just got to say this for all you fuckers out there who do this bullshit. What possesses somebody, right? And I know the answer. I'm just throwing it out there.
To say that,
like,
right?
I'm
to
at
say
a meeting and I'm like, some dude's got passion, and I find it in my somewhere in my scope of practice to be like, oh, I got to go up and let this motherfucker know that shit's going to end someday. Gonna take a big dump on his fucking day. Like if you're that person, go fuck yourself. Like seriously, like there's no need for it whatsoever. And I'm not trying to defend it.
No,
I don't. And I'm just telling you,
I thought the same thing.
It's so gross to me. And I relate, man. Like I got an inner critic. I got the people, the trolls, and the ones who don't matter. Like they just don't. their whispers and their comments have a direct line to the wounds that we have.
Yeah.
Which is why they have so much potency. And you get in front of the wrong person, and it's like, they'll say, well, why are you letting what they say affect you so much? Well, because the voice that they're using is the same frequency and the same language that I grew up with. And it's why I became an addict. And it touches at the very core of what ails me. And I got to do some work around that. Yeah. And I need to constantly feed that well with language like, I'm fucking doing it. I am this. Yeah. I've had to do all kinds of work on myself to avoid the haters and some of the stuff. And for someone who doesn't like social media, there are nuggets that I have pulled off of it. And his experience, and now I'm hearing yours, it's actually helping me to see it. Like, I see the comments that people will send him that are real positive, and I'm like, damn, dude, like that's how social media can be used, like to really help people. I always look at like the negative bullshit and all the right. And so having this opportunity to get a mirror to the sick place that we came from, right? And my brain is going to go, oh, see, the reason it's the 1 out of 100 is because my brain still thinks it's true, and I got to validate it, right? Yeah. And so, man, I really glad to hear that you were able to pull yourself out of that. I'm not surprised that all that physical activity was part of that, and like getting reconnected. But someone, I forget who it was online, but there's a saying that goes like, nobody. Because you said, why would they say that, right? Well, because they ain't got shit going on. Like, that's why they say it. Mm-hmm. Nobody who's doing better than you or doing what you're doing is ever going to comment down.
No, never.
It just baffled me because it's like, I just didn't understand it. I'm like, how could you say this? Like, I just, trust me, if I wanted clout, I wouldn't.
You know why they say it? Because what happens is people are upset.
Dude, I can do a whole show on this shit right here.
It's their traumas, and then it's a mirror.
Yeah,
it's a mirror showing them what they could be.
It's actually a spotlight. Mm-hmm. You doing what you're doing, right? Young, early in sobriety, making all these moves. The person who's sitting at home doing nothing with their life, it's a direct spotlight on their own insecurities. And how do I feel better about that? And I get it. Nobody wants to sit in that shit. I don't want to feel it. And I don't want to be reminded that I'm not doing shit. So the easiest way to do that real quick is to say, well, he's fucked off. Mm-hmm.
But then this is what really baffled me about it. Because like my whole platform has been not about me. It's about you can too.
Yeah, you always say it's not about me. It's about we.
Right. It's that's yeah.
But here's the thing, dude. Belief is stronger than fact.
Yeah.
Let me say that one more time. Belief is stronger than fact. And the ones, so you're reaching far more people than you're not, clearly, right? So the ones you're not, they have their own wounded center.
Yeah.
And maybe down the road, your message and a couple other people's messages and their own life experience and their own gift of desperation might help them to change that. But I wouldn't, and I'm not saying you don't know this, but just from somebody who's dealt with it on a pretty intense level internally with my own crazy head, man, the mission that you're after and the one you're on, so much better served by focusing on the ones who are, like, that's how I do it. It's like, oh, I want to go over here, but I tell these guys all the time, thank God for emotion for myself, because my own lack of healing and woundedness and the different parts of me, I could go down those rabbit holes much easier, but now I have the business to be like, oh, I got people who are depending on me.
Yeah.
I got Casey, I got a team, I've got a mission, I've got investors, I don't have time for this bullshit. Right. And me and him help each other all the time with that, because people come out of everywhere, man, to say some dumb shit to make themselves feel better. And I tell him on a regular basis, I'm like, bro, don't even respond. Like, just, like, don't.
I know.
You know, like, seriously, we do. And I get why we do. And it makes total sense. But and really, when we're sitting around here talking about it, it's like, seriously?
Yeah. Mission driven. Like, if you're not part of the mission, and that's what people get upset about too. It's like, when you have a true mission, you know your mission here. If you're not part of the mission, don't get upset if I got a distance, because we're not here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The way I look at it is like we're in battle, bro. And if we're not all in battle together, guess what? We're going to get picked off. So if we don't got the crew and we're walking in that direction together, it's going to slow everything down.
Right.
And we're not here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're here to make a difference. We're here to change stuff.
And I don't think that
Legacy.
everyone is meant for that. Like I don't. And so it's like I don't judge people who don't. But when it comes up, it's like when they're opening their mouth about shit that they don't have any business really talking about. It's like, I don't care that you don't have a mission. I mean, I know that you'd feel better if you did, but I don't got time to sit around and look at you and be like, you don't have a
What
mission.
you're
Something's
doing.
wrong with you.
I don't
I'm
even know
like,
what you're doing.
How do I improve on my own mission?
Absolutely. So focused.
Yeah. And that's why I think people got to define like their own success and purpose and happiness. But I think ultimately purpose, just the baseline of purpose is being of service. So just go out and help somebody in some capacity. Because that's the whole point is we're here to coexist and cohabitate.
Absolutely.
And be in community. That's where the beauty of life happens. You know?
Absolutely.
But like I said, I'm so thankful for that situation. Like you always say, everything happens for us. And I needed that so I could go to the next level of my development. And you know, I probably sat with it a little too long. And thank God I was also in a place where like some people may not be lucky enough to sit through it that for a good 5 months. Some people, you know, that's I could have used, but that was not an option because, you know, that's not going to be an option for me. But I was fortunate that wasn't an option. And some people may not have that option, you know. But I probably sat with it a little too long. But I actually think I sat with it just long enough. And it got me back in alignment. It got me back in purpose. It got me back connected with God. And also, like I said, to a degree, do I still care what people think? Yes and no. I give a fuck, but I also don't. But I also know, like, I've been more so fully convicted on what I'm doing. I don't care. I don't care. I know what I'm doing and I know my purpose. And that's the only thing that really matters. And I've had people like friendships change, you know, groups have changed. Some are not as close. We're still friends. Some are not as close. It's okay. Because like I love everybody and I want to see everybody be successful and win. Even my enemies. Not that I don't really have many, but
no, everyone. I want everyone. There's enough abundance for everybody.
Right.
This is what I always say, Jacob. I want you to win. But listen, if we're not on the same frequency, just stay at your table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Create your own table.
You said that.
We got our table here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I want everyone to win. I truly do.
Yeah.
You know?
So coming out of this process for yourself, it sounds like a reemergence.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself with like a lightning bolt of creativity or desire or ambition? And if so, has that put you on a course for moving in a direction that, like for more goals for yourself, or like curious about like where you're currently at in the direction that you want to?
Yeah. You know, it's still trust the process, but also the quote and the mantra is a little bit different too. I mean, always trust the process, don't rush the process. But now it's back on purpose, on purpose, on purpose. And I'll never let anyone shake that from me again. I'll never let myself shake that and allow myself to shrink or detach. Or, and you always told me too, we gotta stay, you know, grounded, and we got to continue these daily things. You told me that.
Constant evolution, elevation, bro,
like,
creation and service.
And I knew that, and I know that, even when I was in that midst of that internal battle. But it was just like, I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't want to face things. I don't know. But got through it, working through it, still going through it, or still growing, of course, because we always are. But it rekindled that flame. And I feel like that flame is brighter and bigger than ever. And I just realized, like, it just got me back in alignment and purpose.
And brother, the beautiful thing is like when you're able to like talk about things like this. That's why I love this stuff, because none of us are invincible, bro.
Yeah.
And the more vulnerable we can get, then that it allows other people to see us and be able for them to be able to be seen as well, because then they're able to say, you know what, I'm going through the same thing as you. Like you talk about this stuff, I go through this. I talk to him. Look at my arm. Look at my arm. Every 4 weeks in a row, I get needles in my arm. I get tests. I gotta keep you don't think that affects me? Yeah, I'm not Superman. I wore the cape, but I'm not Superman, bro. You know what I mean? And I get down and I got to talk to people about what's going on with me. Sometimes I cry. I get into that victim could come back.
Sure.
Now, I'm about 14 years of sobriety, bro.
Yeah.
If everything I've been through and built, yeah, but I still could go there, brother. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nelly that day. Like, I needed, bro, I came in, we had a meeting. I come in and I'm down, bro. I was like, Pete, it comes to me, bro. It comes.
Yeah.
I get sad. I start thinking of my son, and I've been driving out, and I'm freaking crying, dude. I get to our meeting, I'm freaking crying. Nelly gives me a hug, man. That fucking hug meant so much to me, dude. I tell her all the time, that fucking hug meant so much.
Pro level. She's like boss level.
I needed that though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's made of steel. It's about the people in our life that I could be like that with, that I could be like, and she comes in and gives me the fucking hug that I needed that day. I show all my stuff, bro. There's power in that.
Yeah.
There's strength in that. Show all of you, you know? Because we don't know who we're going to help. Exactly. My whole life's out there. I mean, everything. I talk about all of the insanity, everything. My family might hate it. I don't care because I'm helping somebody. Yeah. I'm helping somebody. All that quiet stuff. Nah, man. The more open we are, the more we get to help people. Period. Yep. You know? So I commend you, bro. And I've been a fan of you since I met you, and I've always told you, be fucking delusional, go all in, don't listen to nobody, fuck the noise, and go all in on your shit. And I've been fucking rooting you the whole fucking time, bro.
Yes. Because I'm like, yo, this dude's way too passionate.
I told them when I first met him, be delusional, bro. Be delusional, bro. Delusion, because you know what creates everything? His insane mind created all this. Delusion that he could create, and he has. The iPhone, delusion. Elon Musk, it's when the people think delusional, everyone says you're crazy. Yeah, I'm so crazy, we're changing the world. Yeah. Those are the people that change the world, the ones that are the most crazy.
Yeah. And I think I guess, and it's to some degree too, I can expect, or I have expected, how can you not see my vision? How can you not know my intentions? It's not for me to worry about that. I know my intentions, I know my truth, and I know my vision, because that's why it's my vision.
That's all that matters.
And once I quit kind of doing that, I'm just like, it gets you back in that alignment, because I'm not focused on, why this or why that or how comes, instead of I'm just focused on the how to and how can I. And so as far as creativity, I just that situation allowed me to, it's not out yet, but it allowed me to write this song called Ego, which stands for edging God out, because that's kind of what I started to do, was edging God out. And I probably have wrote the most in-depth song, at least about the internal condition, and where I was at, probably that I've ever wrote. And I performed it this past weekend, and I posted a little snippet of it on my story. I got so many messages. Where can I find this? When are you releasing this? This is a hit. People coming up after me like, I loved all your songs, but that song Ego was. So who knows? That may be the one, but I don't know. Whatever happens, but I think that'll help a lot of people, because I think it's especially people in at least I don't really hear it as much. Not saying it doesn't happen, but I feel like sometimes we don't really talk about the people in multiple years of sobriety, right? I feel like that sometimes can get overlooked. Because a lot of people fall victim to that, the internal, or getting the rids, or getting stagnant, or plateauing, or battling all these things. And it's like I've seen people with the most solid programs go back out, or even not even make it. And it's like, how are we missing these people? I'm not saying people didn't try to help, or I'm just speaking in general, but like, I think sometimes we can forget about the people in long-term sobriety that struggle or suffer.
Yeah, because people don't want to be doing what you're doing right now and being vulnerable and talking about like, bro, this is where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Especially working in treatment.
It's the ego rebuilding.
Yeah.
And then you find that a lot in rooms too, brother.
Well, you got to think of this.
Rooms.
The dilemma is that in that circle, time is an asset.
Sure.
And so, and I know plenty of people with plenty of time that have not a damn thing I want at all.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
Yeah.
So because time is an asset, if I have time and it has meaning and power, but I'm not okay, there becomes a bigger wall and barrier for me to share what's really going on because I got to protect this thing that we're all covering, which is time.
Right.
And we always talk about it with our clients. Like if I used every day last year, right. And then I get 6 months sober and I use once, right. And I go on to finish the year out. But at the 6 month mark when I used, I'm a complete failure based on abstinence model.
Yeah.
Absolute failure.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's take another look at that. I just did 6 months without touching the thing that was owning me every single day a year ago. Is that not a success? So people, when they get introduced to that thought process coming from a very rigid abstinence-based, and I'm not here to people say whatever they want about it. I'm just telling you, when the perspective is it's about abstinence, one-time use is failure. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at people going, what do you mean failure? Dude, you're like, you got 180 days behind you. Last year you had 365 complete, no ability to get away from it. You're on track, dude. Yeah. Now let's look at how do we get another 180 days. That's language, and that perspective is going to drive somebody more motivation. Absolutely. Whereas the complete failure does what? Taps right into the shame.
Yeah.
And everybody knows this, but if you're a substance abuse sufferer, you have an abundance of shame. And it is one of the most powerful emotions that we interact with. It moves people to do all kinds of super toxic, incredibly dangerous, and detrimental stuff.
Yeah.
So we have to, I think we have to have a different conversation like what you're talking about, like this platform. And it doesn't mean, and it could be an open invitation, and somebody's going to take it that way, like, oh, they're talking shit. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. So for you out there who are going to say that, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying there is value in taking a different perspective. Mm-hmm. And I'm not here to say that the other way doesn't work. It's worked for many people for a long time, but it's not the only way. And I'm here to say that clearly. And if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Because so many people fall into the trap of it's not working for me. There's something wrong with me. Sure. And it's like, wait, what?
I had a guy on social text me the other day up in New York, and I'm shouting you out, bro. I know you. I'm not going to mention your name, but he's like, bro, I fucked up 3 years. I relapsed. I said, did you? How many times you use? Once. So I said, bro, dust it off the shoulder. You had 3 years. Your mindset is telling you you relapsed and you're a failure. Dust it off. You had 3 years. Dust it off and get back on the horse, bro. And like that language totally shifts someone's thought process. Exactly what you said. Versus because it's been programmed in him that he's a fucking failure. This guy had 3 years of sobriety. So his mind has been programmed that he's a failure. He's not. He had 3 years of sobriety. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the way people need to look at it. It's a completely different way. And that's why we do talk a lot about language, bro.
So like you said, I think this ego song, so I can tell you have a lot of pride about this song, Ego, and that's good. Yeah. You said, I think it's probably the most meaningful song I've created.
Yeah, right? And most vulnerable too.
So why don't you say that sentence, but take out the think and the probably.
This is the most vulnerable song and meaningful song I have ever created.
How's that feel?
Empowering.
Yeah. So it's like we it's called soft talk, right? And so probably and think are in the realm of soft talk, where it's this idea of set a goal for yourself. Just pick a goal. I want to reach 10,000 people this year. So pick whatever it is.
Yeah, I just want to reach I want to reach 10,000 people.
All right. With your message of recovery.
Yeah.
Now add a kinda, sorta, and a probably in that sentence.
I'm sorry.
Add a kinda, a sort of, and a probably.
I kind of want to reach 10,000 people this year.
Now say I sort of.
I sort of want to reach 10,000
It's a
people.
fucking
this year.
joke, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the way we talk. I kind of think maybe possibly I'll go do this thing. It's like, no, get rid of the soft talk, use direct language, watch your life transform even more so than it already is, right? So you have mass talent, dude. You've got an amazing message. You've got tons of passion. Don't let anybody slow you down. And I really do think, and this is just my gig, it's my thing. It's changed my life, but I really would encourage you to look at the soft talk language and get definitive with the statements that you have, because you're worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And whether I say it or not doesn't really matter, because it's the beacon and the homing signal that you have emitting from yourself. That frequency has to own it, because it doesn't matter how many people say you're amazing. That's you look at we're talking about 12-step recovery. How many people do we know that were circuit speakers that would give a talk, get off the podium, have 400 people come up to them and say, "You changed my life with your talk tonight," get in their car, go home and feel what? Alone.
Right. Yeah.
That's because the core says, "I'm not good enough." And it doesn't matter if 400 people get their heart close enough for our coherence to even measure up. And like, you express gratitude and love to me. If I don't do it myself and I haven't changed it, nothing's going to pierce the veil. Nothing. And it sounds like you're already on track. And I feel like if you just continue to pay attention, and you're a lyricist, right? So like the words are in your music, like it's a big deal, right? So I feel like it's right up your alley. So.
Yeah. I love that. And thank you for that. Yeah, that's empowering.
So let me ask you this, bro. How long have we been on here?
But I know what Frank's going to ask. What's next for you?
I do want to know, what is next for Jay Klein? Like, what is it? What's on the deck for Jay Klein? That's what I want to hear.
Really, I'm taking on new challenges. I'm taking on new uncomfortabilities. I'm finding new ways to grow, and I'm working on, as far as musically, just putting out singles, all different types, wherever, any type of song or content. I mean, I just record I just write and record how I feel, and I just put it out there.
Is there an album coming?
Maybe not now. I don't know. Just for right now, singles are just a lot easier to market and promote. I'm still trying to like grow my music base. So sometimes there's more. It's more strategic to just do singles as opposed to just putting out a full body of work with like not an actual rollout plan or, some type of thing to really support like an album.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that'll probably maybe in the cards next year, but for right now we're just rolling with singles and we'll see how this goes. I'm booking shows and I'm booking speaking events. So I'll be speaking next month somewhere. Wherever it takes me.
We should get him down here for a rad talk.
Yeah.
Jamie about that.
Let's get him on for a rad talk. Yeah. We do a meeting once a month, a big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I go wherever I'm asked to go, I go. So
Yeah. We'll get you down for that.
Wherever.
And you can perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then, I'm just, like I said, I'm just finding new ways to grow and just be rooted in purpose and stay passionate and stay consistent. The fitness aspect of things have really transmitted and helped transmit this, because I started shout out to Sean Livingston. He's the one that got me in. I'm not saying I'm an avid runner, but I've been running. And that's, for one, that's a phrase I thought I would never say, and also that's an action I thought I would never do. But what I found is that running is like probably the biggest metaphor for life, because you don't want to do it. When you're doing it, you want to stop and you want to quit, but you keep going. And, it helps you stay present too, because it's like a marathon runner. They're not worried about getting to mile 26 or whatever. They're focused on that 1 mile. And it's like, that's life. That's trusting the process, not rushing the process. 1 mile at a time, one breath at a time, staying in rhythm and in motion. All that stuff translates into life. I just did a trail run like 3 weeks ago, a 10-mile trail run through rough and rugged terrain, like Saturday morning, waking up at 5:30 to go run at 7:00.
Nice.
I did a trail run, dude. What? I'm going to go do a Spartan in November. That's where it's like the more comes in, right?
Yeah.
how else can I grow? Where else can I find ways
Yes.
to continue to advance and level up spiritually, internally, mentally, and physically? You know, more, you know, you texted me the other day, how early can you be I said, what time? And I'll be there. Let's work out. Let's go. Let's chop it up afterwards. And
I had him ground.
yeah,
He never grounded. After we trained, he grounded.
you know, so that's what it's all about. And just continue to remind myself and remember what I'm here to do, and don't let nothing shake that. And if you got something, whoever's listening or watching, you got something, you have something, and go share that. Don't let no one stop you or take you from that.
I love that, brother.
How do people, do you have like, can you tell people how to get to your shirts and access you?
Yeah, I got 4 or 5 different designs. I'm pretty accessible on any social media platform. Facebook, government name, Jacob Klein, Kline. Instagram, @official J Klein. TikTok, official J Klein. Those are like the primary ones I use. But it's just a simple message. I don't have an online store right now, so I'm just kind of doing it old school, out the trunk.
Yeah.
But also message me on social media too. And I ship anywhere. I just shipped Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio last week.
Awesome.
Went to Odessa, sold 50 shirts at one event. You know, and like I said, everything goes back to I love giving back. So when I said I want to see people smile and see someone get a chance and have an opportunity, that's what brings me joy.
I love it. I love it. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on
This
today,
was
my
fun.
brother. Listen, great.
Not
Great.
only did I get to share experience, and I end up we get to have a mini session.
A little therapy over there.
Yeah,
Huh?
I love it.
Yes.
I love
Thank
it.
you so much. And remember, you guys heard it here, not just from us, because you know that we believe that energy in motion, emotion, that medicine is movement is medicine. You heard it here from Jay Klein. You heard it here from Jay Klein. He was down, and movement is transforming his life. So remember that. Get out there and move.
Thank you for connecting with us on today's episode of the Emotion Podcast, where we discuss all things mental health. Connect every week as we explore incredibly intimate stories of persistence and hope. Delve into mental health education and explore valuable resources. Available on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And visit emotionwellness.com for more information.